guys. I'm hoping you are having a wonderful day. I don't know about what your weather is like, but for me today, it is wet and rainy. So I decided this would be a perfect day to come where it's nice and quiet and start working and finishing up my garden designs. Because I don't know about you, I am a gardener that loves to plan exactly how her garden is going to look. That kind of like helps me not spend as much money as I would if I didn't have it already planned out for me. So you remember this book right here is my gospel. It's like my Bible. This little book keeps me on track of everything that I need to be doing, and it helps me a lot on not spending a lot of money out of pocket. So this is what, and I'm looking at my book to keep me on track. So you guys know I'm going to redesign the top of my hill of my garden because I know you guys, if you've seen my previous videos, you know that I have a steep sloping hill. So I had about 12 trees cut down from that hill because those trees were like trash trees. In the fall, it was like a nightmare trying to rake up all those leaves. I would usually have maybe like just for that one section of my hill, like maybe almost 25 to 30 bags of leaves. And it's just me. Sometimes my husband would help me and my daughter would, come by and help as well. But that's a lot of leaves to be raking. So I said, you know what? Them trees have got to go because, I'm not no spring chicken no more. So I wanted to make my garden to be a pleasant area to be in and not to have so much maintenance. And I saw that as a big maintenance job that Renee did not want to do anymore. So I had them cut down and they look beautiful. And then this summer, this fall, I should say, I went to Home Depot and brought like 6 or 7 of those arborvitaes that were on sale for $6, and they were about this big of a tree. You can't beat that. Oh my gosh. I went buck wild. One of my fellow gardener friends, Bernie, told me that Home Depot had those trees on sale. So she knew I was looking for those. So I jumped in my car and went over there and loaded it up. And that's why I'm saying it's great to have other gardeners that you talk to in your area that are friends of yours and they know exactly what you're looking for. So when you're out shopping in the garden centers, you can remember, hey, this gardener friend, needed this. So you get on that hotline and you dial it up and you let them know, hey, the plant or whatever, rose bush, herbs, whatever you were looking for, it's at Home Depot, it's at Lowe's, it's at our little garden center that we have around here. And see, it's what's I love that. It's called that gardening community. You're looking out for each other and you're helping each other out. And sometime if I'm in the garden center and I know she only needs 2, I'll go ahead and pick up those 2 for her and gift her as a gift from one gardener to another. See, we got to stay connected. We got to help each other out. So always keep that in mind. Don't be, afraid to talk to people because there's a lot of times I'm in the garden center and I see other gardeners looking at plants and you strike up a conversation and you'd be surprised all the information that you learned from a fellow gardener. I've learned lots over the years of me gardening, but just by talking to people. It could be your neighbor, it could be somebody that you know, it could be somebody on this wonderful thing that our little white, YouTube community love, love, love. So that's what I like to do. Getting back to my gardening design, I have to write down everything. I need to know how many plants that I'm going to be using in my garden. I need to know the varieties of plants that I'm going to purchase. So, and I usually don't buy a lot of annuals because, annuals are cute and everything, but it's for a limited amount of time. So I don't try to spend the bulk of my budget. And I usually give myself a budget. So I try to stick to that budget And I usually try to go for perennials because I know perennials will come back year after year. And I usually put a little bit of annuals here and there just to give that pop of color, that instant gratification that we all love in our garden. So that's why I use annuals. And if I have some plants in my yard that needs to be divided, I am constantly looking out to divide my plants, and then that way you can save a lot of money as well as just looking around your garden, because I have a lot of daylilies in my garden. And this spring, trust and believe, Renee will be out there dividing those daylilies, and I have some primroses that I'm going to be dividing. I have hostas that I need to divide. So that right there is going to save me a lot of money, from having to go to the garden center and purchasing those things. And a lot of things I'm going to be starting from seed as well. So you just got to get on it and get on your grind. And, that's what helps me, by just walking around my garden and saying, okay, this is what I need. This is what I can accomplish this this season. So, and then what plants do I have in my yard that I can utilize to fill in those little spots that I have in my garden that I need some kind of a plant, some kind of color, some kind of structure. So just take a walk. Or you may have a garden friend, which I always do, that maybe she has plants in her yard that she's no longer wanting, and she'll call me up and say, hey Renee, I got these plants over here, are you interested? And of course, I'll say yeah, and so I'll come over there. Either she'll have them already dug up for me, or I will go over there and dig up the plants myself and bring them on over to my garden. And that is just a gift from one gardener to another. So there's options out there. So let the fun begin. So let me show you exactly how I plan in my garden. So like I said, I'm going to be working on the upper part of my garden. So I already know that I have those arborvitaes already up there. These are the things that I am going to be working on. So let me see if I can bring my camera down so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. I'll turn it this way so you'll be able to see. All right, so these are the arborvitaes that I know that I already have up on my hill. And I also have a big, huge clay pot that has that Anemones plant. I call it the ant plant because I remember pulling this plant out, and at the bottom of this clay pot was like an ant farm. They were all in this dirt, and they love this plant. With all those ants and stuff at the bottom of this pot, you would think it would kill this plant, but nope. That plant thrived in that kind of a situation. So I was very happy about that. And as you can see on this side, my neighbor has a fence that he put up this fall. So I have to take that in consideration, but I love this fence because it's a white fence. So anything that I plant on this side, it's going to pop, because this is going to be an important part in my design, because the colors of the plant will pop off of this white, which will be you'll be able to see it from a distance. So I'm not mad at him for putting that fence up there. He did me a service for that. And then also this, I've had these Shasta daisies up on that hill for at least 5 years. The reason why I've never been able to see my Shasta daisies is because of all those trees that were growing all up here, and they could never get any light. So all I would ever see is just a little bit of green. So now that the trees are all gone, and I have these arborvitaes here that are short, and they're not as big yet, I should be able to see these daisies come alive this year, and I'm so excited about that. And also, I've also wanted to build some stairs coming up that hill, because to get up there, to rake and all that kind of stuff, I had to like dig footholds into this hill, and I felt like I was a mountain climber, or with those big those tools that they use that look like a pickaxe. I felt like I had to use that in order to climb up this hill. So my husband has elected to build me some stairs this spring, which I'm so excited. And these are going to be the handrails that he's going to put on each side. So as I go up, then I'll be able to have something to hang on to. So down at the bottom of the hill is where I have a huge big boy hosta. That's right here. And then this is what I'm going to decide to do. I'm going to get like maybe 8 pink phlox to plant down, because you know phlox is like a ground cover, and it's like once the pink flowers are gone, then it's like green grass. So that would be beautiful to have something green up there instead of just all that dirt. And then this is where my annuals will come in, right in front of the phlox. I will be doing some purple petunias. Now these purple petunias are going to be my annuals. See, this is where I say I'm going to spend a little bit in my budget for some annuals. Not going to be a lot. It's just going to give me a pop of color, because I thought the pink and the purple would be such a beautiful companion plant, and also the colors would be amazing. And I know that my phlox will come back every single year. And then I can, if I enjoy the purple petunias, then I will keep this in my garden design every single year. Or I may want to, switch it up, and instead of being purple, it could be like that multicolored, because you can buy petunias in a 6-pack with all kinds of different colors. So that's just a thought too. So I had overwinter. This is the part here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is where I will be having some mums. These mums were gifted to me from one of my gardening buddies, Bernie. So I am going to incorporate some of those mums on the side of where my husband is going to build my stairs, because this whole area right here is another part of that steep hill. So I haven't figured out what I'm going to put in this area yet. That's why there's nothing written here or designated in this spot, because I am only going to concentrate on this area this planting season. So that's why I also know, because of my hill is so big, I can't afford to do my whole entire hill. So I need to chunk little pieces of my hill at a time. So this is going to be one of my big major chunks of my hill. So that's what Renee is planning on doing for the spring. So my husband's going to do my stairs. I'm going to be, as soon as I see these phlox come out, and that's when I already put the word out for my gardening buddies, because when phlox come out, you have to get those phlox right away, because this phlox is a limited plant. It's only out for a certain amount of time, and I'm going to need at least, I don't know, I've gotten all my plants that I'm going to be needing in my book here. So let's see how many plants I designated, and I know there's a lot of plants that I decided that I'm going to get, and that also is going to be designated in my garden. So let me put the camera back up on me. All right, so that's my design. So I'm going to need 11 phlox. I know you're going to say, Renee, that cost is going to be just so much. But you know what? I put aside my little stash for my purchase of these phlox, and also those purple petunias. I'm going to also need 9 of those. So I already know that. So as soon as I see my phlox, I'm on it. And I like to get them fresh, because phlox, if you don't keep them watered or you wait too long, they always seem to dry out. So I like to get them, if I can, catch them when they're right coming off the truck. When the flower truck pull up, boom, Renee is there trying to get her plants. All right, guys, so I just wanted to let you know what I am doing on my wonderful rainy day here, trying to get my gardening plans together. So I'll be ready to jump into my gardening plans and get the work done. So I'm hoping you guys are doing something productive on your day as well. All right, with that being said, I want to say I hope you guys are having a blessed day, a fabulous day, and as always, I will see you in the next video. And don't forget, if you like this video, please give your girl a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And hit that notification bell so you'll know when in my next video is what? Coming your way. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you real soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.